In this video, we'll be showing you how to use the full function test kit to test the Micrologic Trip Units in both manual and automatic mode. First, you will need to make sure that you are using the correct cable. For the Micrologic Trip Units, you'll use this 7-pin connector, and you will attach it on the FFTK to the bottom port. You will plug this connector into this port on the breaker, making sure that you have the alignment correct. And then once it is fully plugged in, you will twist this part of the connector so that it locks into place. Then you will turn your test kit on, and you will see that both the test kit comes on and the trip unit screen will also power up. Once the FFTK has gone through its startup, you will select your language and then hit Next. First, we will do Test Circuit Breaker Trip. Then it should autofill to all of the correct settings with your breaker. Before testing, make sure that they are correct, and if they are, hit Next. We will be doing automatic trip curve test first. So you will hit the automatic trip curve test, and you will see that it autofills to settings that are above what your breaker is set at. Once you confirm that they are indeed above all of the circuit breaker settings, you will hit Next. It will then check all of your test procedures, and it should show all enabled. If you see that short time is disabled, it could be that the short time setting is higher than the instantaneous setting. Once you have that corrected, you would hit back, make sure that the settings are again correct, and then hit Next, and they should then all be enabled. If you do see that all are enabled, you then hit Next, confirm that you do want to proceed with the trip test, and it will then run each test to make sure that it trips within the breaker's correct tripping curve. After the first test, it will then again ask you to confirm. Then you will see that it has run each test. When you see the hardware error on instantaneous, it is most likely a problem where the breaker tripped on its AP alternative protection, like the instantaneous override, as opposed to the standard instantaneous trip, which commonly happens when the instantaneous setting is set at either the maximum setting or at the off setting. Similarly, to test in the manual mode, you will again hit Test Circuit Breaker Trip from the home. Make sure that all of the procedures from the breaker are correct, and hit Next. And then instead of selecting the first automatically test trip curve, you would go to the next one and manually test trip curve. With manual, you would put in your own preferred injection current. So you will need to make sure what your long time setting is first for the long time trip, and then make sure that the setting that you put in is above the long time setting of the breaker. You will then hit Next and proceed with the manual trip test. It will then run the test, and then it will show how much you injected and how long it took to trip. It will not show passed or failed because since this is the manual test, it only tests how long it takes to trip on the injected current. You would then have to consult with the trip curve for the trip unit to make sure that is within the specified trip curve. You can then hit back and select your next trip type, whether it be short time or instantaneous, or for ground fault breakers, ground fault.